It was grace that taught my heart to fear. And grace, my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear? The hour that I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. It was grace that brought me safe this far, and grace will lead me home. There's a place of security where you can say, I am safe, whatever may betide me, in the hollow of his hand. When people look sometimes and they say, are you still in Jaws? What are you still doing there? I'm like, where else should I be? Where else should I be? The songwriter says there is peace and contentment in serving the Lord. Thou, O Christ, art all I want. More than all in thee I find. Raise the fallen, cheer the faint, heal the sick and lead the blind. Thou of life the fountain art. Let me freely drink of you. Spring thou up within my heart. Rise to all eternity. There's a place that the eye of the eagles have not seen, that the feet of the young lion has not trodden. When you find that place, it is a place of your calling. You will see, like Paul said, even though our outward man perishes, people will wonder what it is that drives you. My people used to say that if you see, what is it? Is it not a tadpole? All right? But let's use a tadpole. If you see a tadpole dancing in the pool, the drummer is still underneath it. You know a tadpole? You know a tadpole? Yes. A tadpole is what? The baby of a frog. At the early stages, sometimes they might even look like a fish, like fishes. If you've seen them before. If you see the thing wiggling, and people say the drummer is somewhere underneath it. So when you see us going like that and going like that and going like that, there is something underneath. And it is that thing I am hoping that you will lay hold upon today. Lay hold upon it. You get to that point where survival is no longer the objective of your life. Now, many people are still living to live. A lot of people. And many times Satan is very cunning. So when he does this kind of arrangement, he keeps you looking for when things will settle, Then you will give God full attention when things will settle. So long as Satan knows that is where you are at, things will never settle. So a point we need to come in your life when you will say, like my people, that somebody who is weeping also finds a way to see. Arakwa Gane. That is somebody that is crying, shedding tears. Somehow through the tears, he can manage to see. You will say that we don't need to stop crying before we start walking. Let the day break upon us in transit. So Satan realizes that you are an unstoppable impossibility. Like if you give this guy a problem, he is going. If you leave him alone, oh, eureka. What do we do? How do you solve a problem like Gideon? You know, they sang it about Maria. No sound of music. How do you solve a problem like Maria? They will sing your own version in hell. Like, what is the code that cracks this one? If there's money in his pocket, he serves God. If there's no money in his pocket, he will fast. If he has food, fine. If there is no food, how do you solve a problem like Shola? The point will now come. They will leave you for a season. Say, let's see if we can innovate. Let's see if we can innovate. I don't want to tell you a lot of personal stories tonight because I want to put Jesus before your face. I want to send you from this mountain with something that will be rock solid in the innermost regions of your belly. That when you stand and you look in the devil face to face, you will know that the thing you swallowed is too heavy. Immovable, unshakable, always abounding. We worship you. We hail you, Most High. Satan needs to know that there is nothing that he is capable of generating that is as strong as what he already swallowed. If the thing was done in the inner bellies of the river, in the inner bellies of the earth, you know how the Bible talks about my life? The Bible says that underneath me are the everlasting arms of God. Are you with me? Are you with me? Anywhere that they gather together to do whatever they are trying to do, what they are not aware of is that there is something under yet. And the thing that is under is not for them, it's for me. Say, you don't know how low I have sunk. You can't sink lower than the mighty hands of God. Underneath you are everlasting arms. Before we start to pray tonight, I want to show to you that Jesus Christ is the locus of all reality, and he is the essence that circumscribes. He's the scope of all of reality. Everything is within Jesus. There is no beyond Jesus. You don't understand me. There is no beyond Jesus. When a man has hit Jesus, you can't, there is nothing beyond. The word beyond ceases to have a meaning when you meet Jesus. He's the Alpha, he's the Omega, he's the beginning, he's the ending. The witches and wizards from your mother's house, they came too late. Your beginning was initiated before they came, and the one that initiated it will be there to end it. And I like for you to know that whatever Jesus authored, he will finish. He will finish. Satan is a temporary interference, and it will be forgotten in due course. And if you are like me, you can start by forgetting him now. What is it? Songwriter says, have we trials and temptations? Is there trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayers. What a friend we have in Jesus. I told you this story. The day that, it was the day after one of my birthdays, I can't remember, maybe that was 3 years ago, that Satan wanted to try himself. He wanted to kill me. I was driving from my house around past 5 a.m. going to UJ for UJ Glory campaign. I was going to go to, I don't know, Lamingo to pick people in my wife's car. Because her car, the car she was using at the time, had 3 rows. My own car had 2. So hers will take more people than mine. I left home with her car to go to Lamingo. I got to one bend just before Stanley filling station. That was on a what? Was it on a Saturday? No. It was on a Tuesday or thereabout. The Saturday before that Tuesday, we changed the tires of that car. Early in the morning, it just was cold. I was taking a bend before Stanley. Boom! At the point when I was negotiating the bend. So they chose the timing and location very intentionally. So because if you are going straight and you have a buster, it's a lot easier to maneuver than when you are in the middle of maneuvering the bend. Boom! Like, what is that? Then the car started going like that. If I tell you, you may not believe. I didn't shout Jesus once. Like I came out of that car. Actually, can I tell you what I was saying? Some of you may have heard this story before. I held the steering and I had lost control and the car was going like that. I just kept saying, what is this nonsense? What is this nonsense? Like literally, that was what I sat at this. I was just watching like, what? I kept saying, what is this nonsense? Until the car somersaulted. Yes, it toppled. By the time it came to a stop, the 4 tires were in the air and the roof was on the floor. My door will not even open. The driver's door will not even open. So somebody came and opened the other passenger door in front, and then I crawled out with injuries on my head. The scar is still here. So I'm beginning to earn my own stripes so I can say like Paul, henceforth let no man trouble me. I bear in my body, in this body, I carry it here. I came out of that thing And then I called my wife. I said, I'm coming home. I need to change, to go back. Yes, I went home and took a hot shower. The head blood was still pouring. I took 2 handkerchiefs from home. And then entered my own car and drove to UG. I was preaching with handkerchief on the head to mop up the blood. I said, so people were wondering, like, don't worry, I'll attend to it after now. I finished preaching that morning in UJ Glory campaign, preach fire and brimstone. Then I entered my own vehicle and drove myself to the hospital. As long as we have life, we will do the work. There were those days I used to see, there are works that the Father had ordained for you to finish. Are you with me? There are works that God has ordained that you should finish. And there is no way you are going to finish if you don't start doing them. And even Jesus as Jesus, he didn't just go because he was Jesus. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. That was the basis. So if the arm of flesh will fail you, you can no longer say, I am too small, I am too weak, I am but a woman. Oh, it doesn't matter. God has no pleasure in the strength of a horse, nor in the legs of a man. As Papa Akpami used to say, where the grace comes from, that's where the glory goes to. If you did it in your own steam, God will not take the glory. The only way God can take the glory is that he's the one that supplies the grace. So that you cannot in your strength, it doesn't change anything. Jesus was very well aware. That's why he said to you, tarry in Jerusalem till you are endued with power from on high. And that was to men and women. Men, at least, that were eyewitnesses. Jesus said it wasn't sufficient. I want to say to you tonight that as we go from this mountain, equipping will come. One of the greatest things that I want you to take from this place is a sense of destiny. Hear me and hear me very well. When they came to Jesus and said to him, do you want to go to the jury? You want to go back to Jerusalem? The Jews just sought to kill you there recently. What was Jesus' response? He said, are there not 12 hours in a day? If a man walks in death, he shall not stumble, for he has the light of day. Wow. Wow. There are 12 hours in a day. Then later on, in the same book, he now came around and told his disciples, he said, the hour of darkness has come. Until the hour of darkness came, they could not capture Jesus. The 12 hours that were allotted to him, he lived them out. The summary of that, you would have heard that my mantra, is that I am immortal until my work is done. There are 12 hours in a day. As long as I walk in them, I will not stumble. Until those hours have exhausted, I'm going nowhere. No scheme of man, no dart from hell can do anything to me. Until the days allotted to me are over. When those days were over for Jesus, he said the hour of darkness has come. Now is the prince of this world come. He said the Son of Man will go and he will be captured, and everything will be done to him according to that which was written in the books. Even though his disciples tried very hard to prevent him from going, the hour of darkness had come. My encouragement today is walk while it is yet day, for the night cometh when no man can walk. There are walks that the Father had ordained for you to finish.